Abraham Baldwin was one of two signers of the U.S. Constitution from Georgia. The other was William Few. But Baldwin, unlike the other signer, really had a very distinguished and varied career. The other thing that he's most well known for, particularly here in Georgia, is as the first president and one of the founders of the University of Georgia. He became that in 1785 at a very young age. He was 31 years old. He helped write the charter for the university. He was born in Connecticut, and he came here after the Revolution, but he served as a chaplain. He went to Yale, and he served as a chaplain in the Revolution in the Continental Army, and it really gave him a broad worldview and really, I think, sympathetic to human suffering. He really possessed, I think, a unique ability to connect with other people and to make them like him. He came to a state where he, I don't think, had ever been, had no interest other than moving here. He didn't have any economic interest here. He came here, settled near Augusta, and not too long after got elected to the state legislature, began making those connections that young men after the Revolution like Hamilton made. Really, I think it's kind of cemented his place here in Georgia. It was a raw frontier state, 50 years old at that time, and so he was able to kind of make a place where he might not have been elsewhere. And so he was part of the group that started the University of Georgia. They sent him to the Confederation Congress, and maybe because he was already there, he was chosen to represent Georgia in the Constitutional Convention. While he was there, he participated in some of the debates. He was always in favor of strengthening the national government, strengthening the Articles of Confederation into really a new form of government that we see in our Constitution. And then he went to work making it a reality. He served in the House of Representatives. He then went into the U.S. Senate. He remained there until the day he died. So he served Georgia as a public servant, as an educator, as somebody who helped build what is now the flagship university of this state. So he really has a unique place in Georgia history. He seems like somebody you would want to sit down and have a conversation with. He seems like, from what we know from the documents, a nice person who people liked and who wanted to do good things for the people of Georgia. Interestingly enough, we do have something that belonged to Abraham Baldwin. We have Baldwin's draft copy of the U.S. Constitution, which is like one of 12 in existence in this country. The numbers we're not quite sure of, but quite rare, quite valuable. Again, a draft copy, so it's not quite what the delegates all signed in the end. It has some marginal notes. It has his name written on it. It's really a unique piece of Americana. It's a way to gain insight into what this very unique band of men were doing at that time to create something that has obviously had lasting value. It's something that people come in here and like to look at, like to see, whether it be Supreme Court justices or Girl Scouts, students of all ages, just people in general. This is something that I think we're all drawn and attracted to, because it set up a system of government that I think they thought would probably last a generation or two, and it's been around for 230 some odd years. I think that Baldwin was a rare, he would be a rare thing today. He is someone who's dedicated to the craft of public service. He learned the art of compromise. He found a way to bring people together who didn't really want to compromise or to like each other. I think he had a vision. He was able to do things at a young age that we can't do now. His resume before the age of 33 would have said chaplain in the Continental Army, Confederation Congress member, president of the University of Georgia, signer of the U.S. Constitution. We can't do that anymore. I mean, these are unique people. He was, I think, one of that generation that we really admire. But we don't know a lot about him, and we should.